Your Excellency, Ambassador Al-Habas, Your Excellency, Ambassador Zahran, Mr. Acharya, Dr. Harif, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for me to address the Conference on Disarmament and Nuclear Non-Proliferation in the Middle East. The 10th Review Conference of the parties to the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, better known as the NPT, represents a vital occasion to make progress on all three areas related to the treaty's goals: disarmament, non-proliferation, and the peaceful uses of nuclear energy, and to promote its universality. The conference remains a fulcrum in the multilateral nuclear disarmament efforts and is likely to set the tone for the next 5 years. The conference will take place during a time of flux for the global nuclear disarmament regime, of which the NPT is the centerpiece. Tensions between nuclear-armed states are growing, as is the prominence of nuclear weapons in their national security strategies. New technologies are creating new risks and opportunities, while regional proliferation concerns persist. In the meantime, the 1995 resolution on the Middle East remains unfulfilled. In this context, it is worth recalling that in 2018, it was the member states of the League of Arab States that spearheaded the efforts in the adoption of Decision 73/546 by the UN General Assembly, which entrusted the UN Secretary General to convene in 2019 in New York a conference on the establishment of a Middle East zone free of nuclear weapons and other weapons of mass destruction. The successful outcome of the first session of the conference marked a significant step forward in the decades-long endeavor by the states of the Middle East, supported by the international community, towards achieving the objective of a Middle East region free of nuclear weapons and other weapons of mass destruction. I am confident that the second session of the conference, scheduled to take place in late November of this year, will build on the outcomes of the first session and continue to advance the process. In the meantime, efforts should continue to ensure participation by all states of the Middle East region in this important process. The 10th Review Conference was originally scheduled to take place in April and May 2020 and has already been postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. States parties are currently considering whether to hold the review conference in August 2021 or to postpone it further. There is, however, a silver lining. The extra time granted to states parties to try and reach common ground in pursuit of a consensus outcome. Prospects for such an outcome have been boosted by several positive developments, including the extension by the Russian Federation and the United States of the New START Treaty, thereby maintaining a cap on the world's two largest nuclear arsenals and providing space for negotiations on further reductions. The entry into force of the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons in that same month, which was negotiated with the active participation of many states of this region, was also a further demonstration of their commitment to multilateral disarmament. Finally, the engagement by states on efforts to revitalize the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action on Iran's nuclear program will, I hope, bolster regional and global non-proliferation. Based on the discussions at the Preparatory Committee, as well as the numerous consultations and meetings held during this enforced hiatus, the contours of a potential consensual outcome are beginning to emerge. Such an outcome will need to address previous disarmament commitments and to further build on them. Nuclear risk reduction should be an area for further progress. Strengthening the link between the NPT and sustainable development through the peaceful uses of nuclear science and technology should also be a priority. As always, the review conference will need to achieve a balanced outcome that seeks to progress on all three of the treaty's pillars and its other priorities, such as measures to address regional issues. I can assure you of the continued support of the United Nations Office for Disarmament Affairs, both before and during the review conference. My colleagues and I will spare no efforts to support states parties as they review the implementation of the treaty and negotiate a final outcome. I thank you very much for your attention.